and welcome. We're down here in Florida visiting the wizard, Mr. Steve Schwarzer. Steve, how you doing?
I'm near perfect.
Good. Well, we made our venture all the way down here, not just for the great old people watching, but because Steve is awfully good at a lot of different things, and one of those things is playing with steel.
Yeah, I have one little narrow venue in my life that I'm pretty good at.
Yep, that's it. Steve doesn't do anything else. He doesn't have any national championships in airboat racing or powerlifting world records or several different black belts and different things and whatnot.
I don't do anything a little bit.
No. Steve is also the longest continuously serving ABS mastersmith and a pioneer in, like I said, a ton of different kinds of steel making in woots and pattern welded steel.
Correct.
Canister, all of it. And so I think my initial plan for getting down here was to do a cool Damascus pattern with Steve, but then I decided, you know what, we're in Florida, we should probably play with some explosives.
Yeah, well, I call them energetic materials, but it doesn't actually explode, it just gets really hot.
Well, yeah, but for YouTube it sounds good if we call it an explosive.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Use any vernacular you like.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump on in to our little cooking show. Now before we hop into our exothermic excursion, we've got to prepare some parent material so we're able to have something good to mix our experimental material into. We'll be using some small batch, super pure 1095 made by Ray Rybar. It needs to be refined in a similar process to how we make Damascus.
If you'll all you need to do is take the bumps off.
Let's hit it with the grinder. Just about drowned out there grinding on this thing. How many pieces do we want to cut this up in?
Make it at least 4.
4? I'm officially sucky at the math. Today, we'll be making Uncle Ray's spicy biscuit recipe. For ingredients, we'll need aluminum chips, coarsely ground, iron oxide, finely ground, graphite, finely ground, manganese, finely ground, and a pinch of finely ground ferrovanadium. We'll want to combine the ingredients in a bowl to make our dry mix, but most of the ingredients need to be turned from chunks into powder first.
The old man's lost it, he's blending rocks. So this thing files way too slow, so we're gonna go ahead and hit it with a...
I don't want to add that. It's probably a mixture of aluminum and iron. Let me pour this into something.
The first batch lit, but burned a little slow, so we're going to try again with some spicier dry mix.
Once we got those down in here.
Nope.
And that one didn't go too well either. This one got hot, but it got a little too hot and turned all the iron into gas.
Just a little extra fireworks.
Now could you set off one of these with an incendiary round?
Oh yeah.
It looks like it might could do something.
I hate abysmal failure.
But you like me for some reason.
Don't quit. You just don't quit, just keep adding on to it. If it doesn't like, it ain't because we didn't try. Come on.
This is twice as much, and we'll stick it down even farther.
How deep did you go in there?
Probably an inch and a half.
Now it's like.
Now, if there's any steel in here, it'll probably be underneath these pots here. So, pick them up. Well, let's see, maybe there's something in here then. That's cool.
That was trying to squirt out.
Yeah.
That sounds like metal to me.
So this here is the bloom that we pulled out of the first smelt, the big one that didn't go so good, but we'll see. If it sparks, then it's steel, and if it doesn't, then it's not. What the heck? It's like golden. It's not steel, and it's not aluminum. It's got a light gold hue to it, kind of like bronze. But there was only a tiny, tiny bit of copper in there, so I have no idea what that would be. Steve, it's not steel!
It looks like bronze?
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, but that don't mean we can't forge it.
Cool. Where I ground it didn't spark.
Yeah, but it sparked right there.
Yeah, just means we need to refine it, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna try.
So anything over 2% is considered cast, or is it 1.5?
Well, 2% generally. See, that is gold.
Alchemy. You done it.
That's our beginner thermite experiment. It's a meteorite worth thousands. It is solid.
Now, since we got one forgeable bloom, we decided to give it one more attempt.
It's the next morning now, and I came to pull up the pot, and it appears that it may have gotten run over a little bit. Oh, there we go. That's a nice chunk. It was definitely in there when we came out here. Steve definitely didn't get to the shop first and pull the rock out. That's for sure.
I hope you're satisfied.
So here's the thing.
It's gold.
Yeah.
We don't know why.
So here's the thing. It forges like steel or like iron, but it's gold.
And we don't know why.
There wasn't really any copper in there to turn it yellow.
No.
Steve accidentally finally achieved alchemy.
Yeah, I may have turned something to gold. It's like the Midas touch. Only mine works in reverse. Everything I touch costs me money. It doesn't make me gold. But it doesn't spark. It grinds like cast iron. But it forges. But if you get it just a little bit too hot, and it melts. say, the carbon level's got to be real high in it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But anyway, maybe we can get somebody to go show mercy and offer to do a lab test.
That's why we cut this trunk off.
Yep. I think you can get it done.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if any of the kind viewers have any hookups.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and forge down some of that other bar that we forged as our parent material and fold this stuff into it. Make ourselves some usable stuff.
Sounds good to me. Let's have at it.
We're adding a little borax to keep the oxides down, and this will form a layer of slag on top of the billet when it's all melted. When that gets hot, it'll turn into boratic glass, which will sit on top of the billet.
That'll work.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna set it right there.
Okay. Now, it's currently really hot in there, but it's not quite steel melting hot. So, Steve just whipped out the old oxyacetylene torch. We're gonna pump some extra juice in there. Welcome to Florida.
Yeah.
I think it has a hole in the bottom.
Yeah,
I think we melted a hole through the bottom of it.
must have.
Here, hold up, there's still stuff in it. Oh, there we go. Oh!
It was starting to melt, but it never did go all the way liquid.
Well, we're back in Montana. We don't have any bloom steel or thermite smelted iron here. But there's a reason for that, and that's because of poor time management on my part and booking our trip a little bit too short. But while we were down there, Steve decided to book a trip out here to Montana. He'll be here at the end of June, and we'll finish things up then. It wasn't entirely unproductive. Steve and I did 3 collaboration knives, and I learned just an absolute ton. And Isaiah and I had just an absolute blast getting to hang out with Steve. He's seriously an absolute legend, and he's just the nicest guy. He and Laura, his wife, are just wonderful people, and we just had such a fun time. So stay tuned, because I also forged another knife out of some of that really cool, pure 1095 steel, and we're going to try to finish that one up in time for Blade Show. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.